Your favorite fat boys.
Man, what it's like, bitch.
What's up, everybody? Your favorite fat boy, Jarron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. the Last Action Hero, a.k.a. the Black John Wick. Pew, 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 pew. Your guns sound like that.
I almost want to start over.
Nope.
You try to play me. I told you I'm gonna get my Cane Corso. I'm gonna take some tactical gun courses. I'm gonna be.
He gonna be pew 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 pew.
I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I just want to take them out. Had a dog get them, and they know what's up. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Favorite Fat Boy podcast. Today we're gonna talk about 3 movie reviews we saw this month for the month of March: Creed 3, Shazam, and
John Wick 4.
And which was we'll go into all the details later, but before we start, Steph, was anything going on with you? I would like to ask that. You never asked me if there's anything going on with me. So.
I don't want to say I don't care because that would just seem harsh.
But you really don't care.
It's somewhere between not caring and it doesn't matter.
Because I'm gonna tell you anyway, right?
Exactly. So I don't gotta ask you what's going on. You're gonna let me know. And no, nothing's going on with me.
Okay. Well, no news is good news, so that's how I look at it. And ain't nothing really going on with me. Birthday coming up in the next couple weeks.
Those things do tend to happen every year.
It's April the 12th. It's on a Wednesday.
Oh, okay. I mean, thank you for that.
You should know this. We've been friends for over 20-something years.
You under the impression that I don't know when your birthday is. I just don't acknowledge it.
That's even worse. You said it out loud. God.
I'm an honest person.
Put it here. Subscribe, like, and comment. 4/12 my birthday. So, I did get a compliment the other day. One of the texts that Alice asked me how old I was. I told her, well, I'll be turning 37 in April. And she's like, oh, I thought you was 20-something.
Oh. Okay.
I'm like, oh, I didn't know I looked that young.
Oh, you look weathered, sir. I don't know what she's talking about.
Weathered?
Like an old barn. Weathered.
I don't look weathered. You take that back.
Well,
I know you look older than me.
I mean, that's true. I look older than a lot of people.
Yeah, but I don't look weathered. Hey, I know spring chicken.
Oh, I know. It shows on your face.
You are terrible. Anyway, golly, I ain't paying you back.
Well, I guess nobody's gonna see this episode.
Oh boy, this is not the kind of friend you want to keep for 20 years. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, I'm not.
I mean, you do good. You do some good stuff from time to time.
All the goddamn time.
You talking about look weathered? I'm bothered. Anywho, so and we're gonna talk about the overall season in the last episode, Last of Us, and then also get into what are the worst, or I guess we'll make a list of the worst movie adaptations from video games, anime, and I guess cartoons as well. So we'll get into that later, and I guess we'll start with the first movie we saw, Creed 3.
Yeah.
What you think?
I liked it. It was a little slower than I was expecting, but much like most of the Rocky franchise and the Creeds before it, the fighting was very good. In that last fight, you could definitely tell that it had a lot of anime inspiration in the choreography and the videography of the fight.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan has stated that when he's been involved with films with certain directors, he gives a little bit of his input somehow into the movie. So if you've been following him for a while now, or like just been looking at the movies he's been in like the last few years, like when he plays a role as Killmonger and Black Panther, his suit was influenced by Vegeta.
Well, and seeing as how this was his directorial debut, he could infuse those fights however he wanted to.
Yeah, and so that one scene where he gets gut punched.
Yeah, uppercut to the gut, and it was straight like anime back coming out.
Yeah. So and then also the punch where they hit each other, reminiscent of Goku, Vegeta, or some other anime fights. So overall, I enjoyed it a lot. I think if I had to rank them, I would say Creed 3, then Creed 1, and Creed 2. Just over, just like the story. The fights were really good, and I just like the overall performances from him. What's her name? What's the woman's name in the film? Tessa Thompson and Jonathan Majors. They all gave really good performances.
So the one thing I did not like about Creed 3, and it's a bit of a petty gripe, is that there were very, very little mention of Rocky at all throughout the movie, which I thought was just poor taste.
I think the reason why is because he did the Samaritan.
That's the reason. He did a shitty movie, so they're not gonna mention Sylvester Stallone's character.
That's your punishment.
I understand that they want to, take Creed in a different direction. They kind of want to distance it and make it its own thing. But I mean, they could have had some tacit mention of of Rocky whatsoever.
Yeah, I get you coming from with that. I mean, it didn't bother me none, but I get where you coming from because this is a spinoff of the Rocky world.
In that Rocky universe.
Yeah, so.
And Rocky trained him.
Yeah. Do you think that there should have been at least a cameo of him or something like that in the movie? Would that not saying, understand where you're coming from, but do you think the movie could have needed that in a sense?
No, I mean, not so much a cameo per se, but acknowledgement that Rocky, because I'm assuming that he died because they kind of alluded to him that he was close to death's door by the end of Creed 2 with the cancer and everything. But there's some tacit acknowledgement that Rocky was still a bit of an inspiration in his life.
Okay. I get where you're coming from. Yeah, I mean, with this one doing as well as it did, there is talks of not another movie, but like exploring like a Creed universe in a sense. Like they think about doing like an anime with Amazon Studios based on his daughter. And also, I think they're doing like maybe another spinoff as well. But like something's in the works. Something's going to come out of it.
Yeah, because it was one of the highest openings for
a sports movie.
Yeah, and the highest opening in the Rocky franchise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So came mad about that, Sylvester Stallone. That does he get people? I get paid for that still, don't he?
I don't know if he will get paid for this spinoff
for Creed. For the Creed franchise, is he getting? He getting some kind of check for that, right? Because
he doesn't own the rights.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he owned the rights to Rocky.
But I know he
sold them.
But he produced the Creed. He produced for Creed and Creed 2.
Yeah.
So he probably got something for that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he had anything. He didn't have anything to do with Creed 3.
Okay.
And I know he was saying Sylvester Stallone was saying in some interviews he wanted to take it in a different direction than they went in.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see what comes of that. I think they. How many Rocky movies is it altogether? Minus Creed. Is it 7?
I think it's 7. Yeah.
I think they're talking about doing another one. Another Rocky.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. There were talks, but we'll see if that actually manifests in anything.
Oh God, I don't want to see your Sylvester Stallone fight nothing.
I mean, he still got it.
Got what?
The man still got the build, and if you see him in any movie, this motherfucker look like a monster. He still got the build.
Oh Jesus. So I mean, we'll see.
So I won't take anything away from it when it comes to an action movie.
So. Yeah, but Creed 3 is very good. I would definitely recommend that if you haven't seen it already. Then we got Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam. That was a thing that happened.
It was a thing we saw.
It was a movie that had a time frame and it had 1, 2, 3 acts and a plot and characters acting in it.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that movie. I don't have no feelings about it. It happened. We watched it, and I'm mad about it. I'm disappointed. I spent my money on it.
Yeah, and there wasn't even a lot of money. And this is why we go to the cheap movie theater because I can't be super upset about the amount of money I spent on the movie because it was a small amount of money.
Right, under $10, it's not it.
Right.
It's nothing to go out there and be like, ha!
Exactly.
Flip something over.
$6.50.
So yeah, I mean, and it makes me wonder. But my thoughts about the overall DC EU is that y'all have pulled movies or canceled things because they're either, I guess, create space for money. You thought the movie was not good. Who thought this was good to put out?
Again, this was already a major motion picture. They had no choice but to put it out.
Oh, okay.
As you know, with the exception of like with Batgirl, that was going directly to streaming, where there was very little faith in they would be making any money back because it was going directly to streaming. With this one, they figured they could make something back because they had no choice but to put it out, or they would have taken a huge loss. But yeah, overall, the tone of the movie was bad. And this is supposed to be a character who has aged. Billy Batson is 18 now. He's supposed to be a more mature person. But when he transformed into Shazam, he is way more childish than he was in the first movie. It made absolutely no sense.
I guess they found, I was looking at it, you would think that his funny moments, which they did come from in the first one, was him being Shazam and him acting childish.
Him learning the ropes, though, of being a superhero. But you would think that this is he's been doing it for a couple years now. He should have elevated to some level of maturity.
Yeah.
But he was far less mature as Shazam than he was as himself, which made absolutely no sense. And they're supposed to be the same character.
Yeah.
They felt like two completely different characters.
They really did. And it just, it seemed like they got away from whatever made Shazam, the first Shazam, enjoyable, and went way left in this one. Right,
and this, like, they took the complaints, because I think a lot of people were complaining about the first Shazam, about how childish Zachary Levi's character was, and instead of making him more mature, which kind of happens when you age, they just went in the exact opposite direction.
Yeah. So,
and the villains didn't make any sense.
No, because like it was just two women in the role of Dr. Whatever his name was from the first one.
Yeah, so the Daughters of Atlas, the plot that ended up happening where it's like, we're going to plant this apple in Earth so that it can destroy Earth, as opposed to planting it in our realm so it can rebuild our realm. Who would make that decision?
It just reminded me of a bad Tree of Might film.
Oh yeah, but the Tree of Might had a purpose.
Yeah, so, and that's a Dragon Ball Z reference if you can catch it.
What are the limitations to Shazam's powers? Because they seemed all over the goddamn place.
He was getting whooped by the old woman,
right?
And it was like, aren't you supposed to be second almost to Superman? So, and if Superman got beat up by an old woman, I would question everything at that point.
Yeah. So, what other limitations is? Because they were all over the place from when he was fighting different characters. His power just fluctuated.
Yeah.
And what he could do was fluctuating all over the goddamn place. There was no consistency. There were no kind of rules to the world. And then that goddamn Skittles promo, it made me so goddamn mad.
It's like they had to give the kids something to do. They really had to give the kids in that movie something to do. And I was starting to get to the point where I wanted to see more of the adult Shazams or the Shazam family.
Right.
I want to see more of them. But then the more they were on screen, I was like, y'all just useless because y'all not really doing too much. So.
And I don't know who needs to hear this This is for everybody making movies. I don't need another bridge destruction scene. There's so many other things that y'all can do to showcase your goddamn super people's abilities. We don't need another bridge destruction scene. It's so goddamn many.
Right. It's like, bridge? What can we, bridge?
It's the only way that we can showcase all of the people of this team doing something.
So... and the only thing I can say about Shazam is that, I know we won't see Zachary Levi in that role again. I don't know if they got any plans. Well, they did tease an Easter egg about him joining Justice Society, but with The Rock being out,
that whole thing's scrapped.
Yeah, The Rock is definitely out. Whatever's left of Justice Society is probably out. They're gonna want to definitely rebuild this from the ground up because the characters aren't there. And I don't think it's the actors just not doing a good job. I think it's more so just the who's behind it and writing these scripts.
Oh yeah. It's not even that the characters aren't there because they have plenty of characters. They just didn't have a way to cohesively bring them into the universe without one, it feeling forced, and two, just poorly made movies.
Yeah.
The introduction into these poorly made movies just did not help. Didn't help bring any kind of enjoyment or excitement about these characters being seen again.
Yeah, because when I saw Wonder Woman, I was like, okay, that makes sense.
You're right, and she just has the ability to bring Shazam back to life because she can infuse a godly magic staff with her godly powers or something. Whatever.
And the only thing I can say that they done, one of the things I like the most about the DCEU is her theme music when she come on the screen.
Oh yeah. That theme music bangs every time.
Because I watched Batman vs Superman the other day, and I made a big mistake by watching the extended version. Didn't know extended version, so that's 3.5 hours of my life I won't get back.
Yarg.
So, but then I was like, they had all these extra scenes in there and everything like that. I'm like, what's going on here? And I looked at it, I paused it to see what it was. I'm like, oh, that's why. But just seeing her on screen when she came on and when she was ready to fight, it was like,
when
this was enjoyable.
When that music kicked in, that music is tough. But
So-
that's about the only thing tough about Wonder Woman.
Yeah. So-
in the universe. So I would not recommend anybody waste any money on Shazam.
yeah, I think it's already in the tank right now. It's
And
like,
it definitely did.
So
It was their poorest opening movie that DC has had.
I mean, at this point, honestly, I know they're not going to, but I would want to see, was it Batwoman? Was
The
it?
Batgirl movie.
Yeah, I want to see that because it's like y'all put this out in theater. I understand what you said.
Yeah, because they would have had a massive loss of money.
So,
Whereas with the Batgirl movie, they say, hey, they got a whole bunch of debt that they got to build up from that merger with Discovery. So they take the tax right off.
so what they got coming out again? The Flash.
The Flash.
So that's gonna be a shit show. We know that, and we'll report back to you when we see that one.
Yeah. I guess that's the thing we got to watch.
We gotta see how the ship ends. The ship The ship sinks. Because we've been in it since the beginning. I'm sorry.
Reluctantly. Next review.
So, and we got John Wick 4.
You okay?
So, out of the, where is this one ranked for you? Before we get into the details of the movie, out of the 4 films.
Out of the 4 films, this would rank 2. I still would rank 1 because of the fact that it was just something new and different.
Okay.
And of the subsequent films, they come up to ante, but it's still based off that first movie.
Absolutely.
So this will rank number 2 for me, only because God damn that movie went so hard.
It definitely did. So one being 1, 2 being 4.
And then I would say number 3 would be 2, and then number 4 would be 3.
Okay, I think I would maybe, I don't know. I have to watch 3 again and 2 again because I with you with 1 being 1 and this one being second, 4 being second. I gotta look at the other 2 to see where they fall. But I enjoyed it. It was great. It was a great action film from start to finish. I see why it was 2.5 hours long. Was it pushing 3?
Yeah, almost 3 hours.
It was pushing 3 hours because the action sequences were probably 20 minutes a piece long, or maybe a little more. So it was like the amount of detail that was in each of those big scenes
and they were
was needed.
Yeah, and there were action sequences that didn't get stale.
Yeah,
They kept upping the ante a little bit in each of the action sequences so that they didn't get stale.
right. Because when the very beginning, early on, they were fighting the Osaka Continental. Well, they were fighting in the Osaka Continental, and I seen like half of. Where's Osaka in Japan?
Japan, yeah.
It seemed like half of Japan came in the building. So it was like, wow. And then the next scene was what? What was the next big fight scene? Was that wasn't in Paris, was it? No, it was a nightclub, right?
Yeah.
The nightclub.
Nightclub in Germany.
Yeah, big ass fight. And then we get to the roundabout in Paris.
Right, yeah. They had very creative action sequences, and they were very fun and showcased not even just good action choreography, but a lot of good visual effects that were subtle enough that it didn't completely take you out of the movie because they used a lot of CG stunt doubles.
Yeah.
And you could tell, but it didn't really. But it was so subtle, it didn't take you out completely out of the movie. And
I mean, they need CGI to stunt double because not them people been dead.
oh yeah. In the first 5 minutes, everybody did.
But I tell you this though, John Wick could easily be killed from a distance.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know why y'all want to run up on this man in close quarter combat.
Because not everybody's a good sniper shot. That is a very, very selective skill.
What, the sniper shot?
Oh yeah, being a sniper.
I'd have got his ass from afar.
Right, because you have so much training with a sniper rifle.
I would have got training and took him out from afar. Because getting close up on him, he and then UFC my ass? Hell no.
Said, I definitely got to say, at almost pushing 60, Keanu Reeves still got it.
He's almost 60?
Yeah, he is. He's mid 50s.
Wow.
Yeah. He definitely still he got the moves.
Yeah.
Man, rolling all over the ground and doing all types of fucking jujitsu and aikido takedowns. Like, god damn.
John Wick still got it. Well, not John Wick. Keanu Reeves still got it. Did you watch the I know it's all surgery, but did you watch the Bill and Ted movie they did?
Yeah, I did.
How was that?
It wasn't bad. It was definitely Bill and Ted.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch it.
Was
I was afraid to watch it because I heard I can't remember what the reviews were for that, but I was just afraid to watch it because Bill and Ted was a special place in my heart.
Oh, I mean, so, if Bill and Ted is a special place in your heart, it's still Bill and Ted. It has that exact same story arc from the second movie.
Oh, okay.
But they did bring in Kid Cudi for some odd reason.
I don't like Kid Cudi.
That's what I said. But back on the subject at hand.
But John Wick, I would highly recommend.
Definitely.
That was really, really good. The action sequences, I think, is bringing it to another level because because I had no expectations for John Wick when it first came out because I saw 47 Ronin. And I was like, this is not gonna be good. It can't be. If it was bad, that gotta be bad. But it was very surprising.
I mean, I don't even understand how you would make those connections when it was two completely different teams who made
This is true.
Made the movie.
This is true. But I was just like, God damn, what did Keanu get himself into? What is he doing here? But this was really good. Oh, the whole series is overall really good.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just like a bit surprised how well it was.
Right. Yeah, so, I can't say there's been a series of movies where I've enjoyed all of the movies to such a high degree. And John Wick is definitely one of them.
Yeah. And we won't give up how it ends. But you got to go see it for yourself. But it might be a fifth one. We'll see. I
mean, there were talks of a spinoff series. They're going to do a actual TV series that takes place in the early years of his career.
Oh, okay. Because they were supposed to do a fourth and a fifth filming back to back, but then the pandemic hit, and then his schedule had conflicted with his schedule with the movie of the Matrix. What was that? Resurrections? No, what was that called?
Like Rebirth or something there.
Whatever it was. But that conflicted with making the fifth film or even the fourth film really. So they had to delay the fifth film. So we'll see what comes of it. I mean, if it has a great opening weekend, I can't see why they said they will return. The director and Keanu Reeves. Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. But one thing that has come out of John Wick is a lot of these action movies that are kind of similar to it, like Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of those action movies that even ones that you'll probably name have like the same stunt team and directors as John Wick.
That's what I was going to say. That
has become their signature. That very close quarters UFC style fighting and gun fu type stuff.
Gun fu.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's gun fu.
Okay. Because we go back even further. That was done with what's that man named Chow Yun-fat. In a sense, because he was definitely known for that from his movies. Because he wasn't like a martial artist. Is he? Is he known for martial arts, or is he just known for more like the action movies like that in Hong Kong?
Yeah, he's not really a martial artist.
Okay, yeah. So back when watching what's that, Policeman Killers for the first time, he's in that doing all kind of shit. I'm like, oh, who's this guy? So, but yes, go see Creed 3, go see John Wick 4, and wait till Shazam comes on HBO Max,
and then just don't watch it.
Or you be like my dad watch to be like this, because he's still confused at what happened at Black Adam, and I'm not trying to explain nothing to him. Not that I don't love my daddy, but just the fact that it's just like Shazam is just, I mean, not Black Adam is, you know.
It was a bad movie, and Shazam is in the same place of being bad.
DC, y'all fucking up. But hey, James Gunn, if you want some producers and writers, they got nothing better to do the time.
I mean, I always got something better to do about time.
Well, we could get paid for this. Ain't you trying to retire? Get the bag and go. I mean, get the bag and stay.
I'm committed.
So, but to uplift our spirits from that terrible movie, we also watched the whole season of The Last of Us. So what were your thoughts on that overall season?
Oh, it was a fantastic adaptation of a video game that made changes where it should to make it work for a different medium, but kept enough faithful that people who knew the source material knew what was going to happen. It was still shocking when things happened. Mm-hmm. So, and the characters did a phenomenal job because when you know something and it is based off of something, you have expectations. You create expectations in your mind of how you wanted to look, how you wanted to feel. And when they change things, it's like, I don't know how. But Pedro Pascal, Bella Ramsey, fantastic job as Joel and Ellie.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they got nominated for some award.
Oh yeah, The Last of Us is going to sweep.
Yeah, because HBO is definitely known for turning out some award-winning shows. Yeah, and I would not be surprised if this. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't get nominated.
Yeah, for something.
Yeah. So Pedro Pascal is starting to become one of my favorite actors now. Just seeing his last few roles from the Mandalorian to this. Yeah, shows a lot of range.
And all he needs is one more show where he's escorting a magical child for it to become a cliche and a trope.
Hey, we got this idea. I want you to cart around as this child. So, sign me up.
But she has a special ability. I already said I'm sold.
Right. So, but yeah, and Bella Ramsey played the hell out of the role of Ellie. And each episode, it added like I would say like 2 chapters from, or like almost 2 chapters from each game. Well, not each game, from each chapter of each game in first game into the episode.
Yeah. And
it blended it very nicely. Like I think my favorite episode was maybe the 8th. No, because it was 9 episodes altogether, right?
Yeah.
So the 7th episode when Bella's with what's that man's name? Not the part of the cult, not the cult, but the group. What was his name? When she killed the dude.
What, the people eating group?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
But when that whole scene, how that played out with her like hiding from him in that little restaurant, or whatever. I was like, I could go back to that scene or that whole scene from the game itself. Right. It was very true to that and everything. And then I think the episode when he was shooting, when Joel was shooting everybody with the sniper, was shooting some of the clickers? Yeah, the clickers and everything. And how that whole played out and everything. When he came from the ground, I think that was the best thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was terrifying.
And I think even the scenes that felt like they were... Well, not just felt it, but extended the universe more. Like that episode 3 that was about Bill. That was beautiful. Right. And then it was it was a whole hour that didn't have much action in it, like a small action scene, but it was just a beautiful character development moment that did not happen in the game. Yeah. That extended a character in the game that you meet and you spend a little bit of time with, but it extended his story. And I was like, oh, that's fucking beautiful.
Right. It was a beautiful story. And I forgot in the game that Bill even mentioned what the guy's name was. Yeah. His partner's name. Because in the game it's a game, it's action. So you got to move along in there. You don't have time for this well thought out story. So seeing this all play out in their relationship and things and how they came to be over the years and everything, it was just some of the best written and best acting I've seen for an episode. So that if he don't get something for that, I'm be very shocked.
Yeah, Nick Offerman.
Yeah. So because he definitely played the hell out of that part. Now when I saw he was casted for that, I said, oh, that's gonna be good to see. And I was thinking more so like if him just being like kind of like the Bill from the game, but they went a different direction and explored on his history. So I really enjoyed that episode, and I can't wait for season 2, which won't come out till 2025.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious.
I mean, all the people got other things to do. Pedro Pascal is a busy man.
He about to be in high demand.
Oh yeah,
he about to be real high demand.
Got 2 very successful series out.
You been watching The Mandalorian?
I have.
It's starting out a little slow for me.
It's not that it's starting out slow for me. It's for me that it needs to expand further than where it is.
Okay.
Yeah, they still kind of stuck in one little section, which I kind of hate when shows do that. Mm-hmm. Like, you take place in a big ass galaxy. You can go somewhere else.
Well, I mean, they are introducing the other Mandalorians.
Yeah. I mean, and they're talking more about the creed and their way of life and everything. But it's like, expand. Okay, get away from this group. There's other things that's happening.
Right. I need what am I calling him? Grogu. I need him to talk.
He's still a child.
How long has he been a child? Like 100 years now, right?
He's 50, but they age differently. Yoda was 1,000 years old in the
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, so what age he gonna talk about? That time Pedro Pascal gonna be dead.
I don't know their physiology.
You know everything else, damn it. Shit.
I don't know their physiology to make a determination on when he should be able to talk.
So, but yeah, it's just I guess it's like I'm feeling like it needs to expand because I'm just like, okay, I understand what y'all doing over here, but what else is coming? So
right.
So that's with that. So given that The Last of Us has set the bar really high.
Yeah.
Because we have grown up in a period where there have been bad movie adaptations based off video games, board games, animes, and what else? And cartoons. So I guess let's off the top of your head, what can you name for bad adaptations? Or we can Google them.
I mean, we can, but I could say the first one right off the bat. Dragon Ball Evolution.
I was going to say that one.
What the fuck was that?
Dragon Ball Evolution. I'm going to name Double Dragon.
Yeah.
Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat's.
Oh, hell no. The first Mortal Kombat was fucking awesome.
Okay, so Annihilation and the newest one?
Yeah. Okay, we can throw those in there, but the first Mortal Kombat was fucking awesome.
I really don't have nothing against the first Mortal Kombat. I really have nothing against the second one. I'm more mad about the third one. The newest one.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this before.
So, what else is there? You said Dragon Ball.
I said there's been a lot of anime adaptations that weren't American based, that were Japanese based. That was fucking horrible.
Full Metal Alchemist, Rurouni Kenshin, there's a Bleach.
No, Rurouni Kenshin is awesome.
Okay,
if you ever watched, get a chance to watch that one, it's fucking awesome.
Okay, so
Attack on Titan, they did an anime adaptation of that. It's fucking horrible.
You serious?
It's fucking horrible.
I'm sad, man.
And the Japanese made it. It's fucking horrible. They throw in a love story with some random character that they created for no odd reason.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, that wasn't that great.
Death Note.
That they have Japanese adaptations of that are okay. The American adaptation was fucking horrible.
That's the one Netflix did,
right?
Yeah,
the one Netflix did. Okay. And they doing a sequel. I don't even understand how.
Okay. Cowboy Bebop.
That's so fucking disappointing.
Lupin the Third.
No, I don't think they did an actual. No, they haven't done a live action. That's based off of Arsène Lupin, which is the French story.
Okay.
Lupin the Third is just a Japanese take on that French story of the Master Thief.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so that Lupin show that Netflix done, which I actually do like, that is actually very good. But it's not based off of Lupin. It's based off of the book Lupin.
Okay.
Who is very popular in France.
Something we were supposed to get, but we didn't, was I think a Shoot and Ladder movie or Monopoly movie. But thank you to the one thing that the pandemic has done, but slow that down.
Hey, now it's not saying that can be all bad because Clue, I love the movie Clue from the 1980s. Oh, Tim Curry,
love Clue.
So there's a way to do these things.
Yeah, Clue was up there was like a classic for me. So, but yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot of bad versus a lot anything decent.
Yeah. I went back and I watched
Pixels. That wasn't based off of necessarily a game, but some
based off games in general, and it was made by people who clearly never played fucking games.
Speaking of Pixels, are you gonna see the Mario movie?
From the trailers, it's not looking that bad.
Okay.
It's not looking that bad. I'll probably go see it. Granted, it's made by Illumination, and they make the fucking Minion movies, and but yeah, just from the final trailer that they showed, it didn't look that bad.
The twins asked me if I can take them to see it, so I'm like, I think I will, because they don't ask to go see movies that often,
right?
So, because I'm just not excited. It's not exciting me to go see it, But I'll probably go take them to see it. So out of Dragon Ball Z, what we name? Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and Double Dragon. Those are the worst ones, right?
Dragon Ball Evolution is still the worst.
So if you had to keep one, not because there's just this thing on the internet where they say, get rid of one out of 4, how many they put up. You got to keep one.
If I got to keep one, I'll keep Street Fighter. At the very least, they tried. Granted, you can tell that everybody was probably coke fueled, but they at least tried. And Raul Jr. had absolutely no reason to give that performance that he did as M. Bison of such gravitas and Shakespearean acumen. He had no reason to do that, but he did it, and I respect him for that. And everything else is ridiculous in and of itself, but if I had to keep one, I would keep Street Fighter. Because goddamn it, Double Dragon, they barely had any fucking fight. How do you cast Mark Dacascos, who is an actual goddamn martial artist, and then the cast as his martial arts brother, you cast a motherfucker from Party of Five who's never seen a fight in his life.
Yeah.
So again, if I got to keep one, I'm going to keep Street Fighter.
Yeah, they did try. I mean, okay, so in the Final Four bracket, because this is March Madness going on, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Still Street Fighter all day. Because Mortal Kombat Annihilation was coming off that high from Mortal Kombat and then went in some completely weird-ass fucking direction.
It did. And they brought every character they can think of.
Every motherfucking character. And most of the time, they had really have anything for them to do. They showed Shiva just for her to get crushed by a cage. They got fucking Shao Kahn turning into some type of Hydra thing. And then Liu Kang, who is supposed to be a Chinese fighter, turning into some goddamn... What kind of dragon was that?
The dragon on the package of mustard from the Chinese store.
Why would he turn into a Chinese dragon? He's like, what the hell was that?
I mean, I want to disagree with you, but you make a good point about Street Fighter, because I don't hate that as much as the other ones, and they did try.
Right, they at least made an attempt. Granted, they casted fucking Belgian ass Jean-Claude Van Damme as the All-American Gao, but they at least the characters at least looked like the characters, with the exception of DJ.
And you get Miguel Nunez to play DJ, like that takes a point off. A whole lot, one of the points off of many.
But again, they at least tried.
Because the guy who plays Sagat wasn't the same nationality.
He might have been Thai, but he definitely was small as shit.
No, because when the guy played,
no, I think he was Hispanic.
Yeah, because I thought that something about American Me. I remember him for American Me, I believe. And I'm like, why is he playing Sagat? And then you got this pretty boy who was playing Vega,
which that makes sense.
Yeah.
Again,
no, I'm sorry. The guy who played Ken was an American Me.
Yeah, the guy that played Ken, he was half Hispanic. He was white Hispanic.
Yeah.
Ken's supposed to be white Asian, and he clearly didn't know how to fight either. But at the very least, they tried to have the look and the feel. Yeah,
and then they came up with that badass video game movie time.
Based on yeah.
And it was on the PlayStation, so the graphics were great, but it just looked bad. It was in that funny time period where games look good, but you still recognize they were bad. Given the technology.
Because they were basically the Mortal Kombat, like the photo scans.
Exactly,
of the characters.
So yeah, Street Fighter was probably the better movie. Dragon Ball Z was just trash.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution, where Goku was being played by some random white guy, and Dragon.
Did you go see? No. We saw that at your house on the computer.
Yeah.
Or you put it on the TV, and we both fell asleep. It was draining. It was so draining of a movie to watch. And then we both woke up when he was doing this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, I had already saw it before. No, it was fucking trash.
But Double Dragon, it hurts to watch that again because they had one really good fight scene. Not even one good fight scene. The last fight scene they were doing everything in unison. And it's like, this is just a waste of Mark Dacascos' talent. Because I was excited to see that because of him, because I seen him in some other movie and he's kicking ass. And I was like, well, what happened here? Now, I can remember going to, this shows you my age, I can remember going to Blockbuster, renting that movie, watching it, and was mad that I watched it. Because it wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean, so as far as video game, anime, and cartoon adaptations, they're mostly misses. But I am starting to get my hopes up that we could get some stellar adaptations because it's starting to happen.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the God of War adaptation turns out from Amazon.
Oh, Halo. Forgot about that one.
I didn't. I just didn't mention it.
It's coming back to me little by little.
So
It's a lot of adaptations out there. So
again, most of them are missed, but I have faith now because again, maybe it's just Sony properties. No, because Uncharted movie wasn't that great.
no, I don't think there was I just think that anything with Mark Wahlberg, some things he don't need to be in. He can't pull off of Sullivan.
Yeah, he can't pull off a lot of things.
Yeah,
And the fact that it was taking a lot of action sequences from different games, but that's later in the series, but it's supposed to be a movie that's based on his origins. So yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense. But anyway, hopefully the next few adaptations are good. Sony, I'm looking in your direction. Because The Last of Us was absolutely phenomenal. And if you're going to do a God of War one, I don't see why it shouldn't be good.
So is there a game that you're quite fond of that you would like to see them do an adaptation of?
Not really.
Okay.
Because of the fact that I'm fond of the game and I'm fond of the medium that it was in.
Mm-hmm.
So, The Last of Us has kind of been a bit of a one-off where... But then again, it's sort of that the way Sony did the game, it was like being in a movie. So it works when you switch to medium. But most of the games I love is because I love them as a game.
Right.
So nothing that I can say I would look forward to them actually doing as a movie or a TV series.
For me, nah, I can't think of. I mean, that's what really surprised me. I can't think of anything on top of my head where I would want to see some games where I recently played. Because everything that I'm thinking of, like, it's coming to my head is like Ghost of Tsushima and
They're doing a movie for that.
Oh, they are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And what's the Horizon? Like, to me, it's like, I know it's gonna be a big budget. So I think
with a game like Horizon, it'd have to be.
it had to be because there's so much into that game itself. But I can't. Nah, I'm kind of the same boat. I'm good where it's at.
Yeah, I'm happy with the medium that it exists in.
So, any more topics we can go over?
I think we got them all.
So, if you haven't already, go check out the last episode of I Hate the Internet and the last episode of the podcast where we talk about the Billboard's top 50 MCs. Y'all seem to be enjoying that one. We at 55 views now, so keep going up. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And my birthday coming up, so subscribe. That will make me happy.
It's the greatest birthday present ever.
Some brownies would be nice. Some more brownies would be
I was about to
nice.
say, you got some brownies. Let's not go there with that bullshit. All right, so that's the show. And as always, you can check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
And make sure you subscribe to Your Favorite Fat Boys. We got more content coming. So that's the show. Peace out.
Peace.